Good evening. I'm Samuel Gillis, and welcome to the 70th anniversary celebration launch of the Victorious Seventh-day Adventist Church. This evening, we must first apologize to you for the late start. We had some technical difficulties, but we were able to fix that, and now we're here and we're ready to go. We are ready. We are ready. We're going to ask you to please share the link, share the password so that others can come in and be able to enjoy what you will be enjoying this evening. We have a packed program coming up on our program. You're going to hear from some of the members here in Guyana as to our plans for the 70th anniversary celebration and many, many, many more things. In order for us to have a smooth flow this evening, we're asking you to please mute your mics and you can put on your video so that we can be able to see you, whether you're wearing platinum or apple green or you're wearing yellow or sky blue. Put on your video. We would like to see your face this evening. We would like to feel at home so that everybody can be a part of this program. Now, also, coming into this program, we have our host and hostess that you're going to hear more from as we go along. But on the red carpet this evening, Brother Victor Adams, Brother Nigel Williams. You're going to see them as they come into the program. Brother Victor, you're here for this program this evening, the reception, the 70th anniversary launch of the Victorious Seventh-day Adventist Church. Yes, Brother Victor, how are you this evening?
I am extremely excited to be a part of this celebration, the launching of the 70th anniversary of the Victorious Seventh-day Adventist Church. I am extremely happy, and I trust that those who are listening to us via, whether it's via Zoom or Facebook or whatever, you can feel the excitement, feel the anxiety.
Yes.
We are here in Guyana having a wonderful time, and we look forward for a wonderful launch this evening.
Yes, Brother Victor, you're well dressed, and I hope that you enjoy yourself this evening in this reception.
Definitely.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we have Brother Nigel Williams who is coming on to talk to us. And because it's a cocktail reception, we're asking you to please get out your finger foods, your champagne, yes, so that we can toast and we can eat together. We're going to be having fun here this evening. Brother Nigel Williams, how are you this evening?
I'm well, Samuel.
What are you expecting from this reception?
Well, I think this is a good start. It's virtual, but I believe there's a lot of hype. This is going to be a phenomenal evening, and I hope that everybody's tuned in. Just be relaxed and enjoy the proceedings.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Brother Nigel Williams. Now to take you through the paces of this program, we are going to ask our host, Brother Sherlock Langevine. Yes, he's on spot. He's here and he is ready to take you through the paces of the program. We're going to ask our hostess to come forward as well, Sister Karima Cummins. Thank you very much. I know we can't hear you, but please put your hands together for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brother Samuel. Next to me, I have the lovely Karima Cummings here, dressed in a beautiful turquoise dress. She looks like she's draped by Siriano himself. So, Karima, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good tonight, Sherlock. How about you?
I'm feeling okay.
I must say that you're smartly dressed tonight in your suit.
Yes, indeed, indeed. I tried to match the occasion like you did.
You look very ravishing. You know, I tried my best to dress in our anniversary colors being sky blue, apple green, yellow, and platinum. I mean, it's not sky blue, but I don't think I missed the mark that much, right?
No, you didn't go far. You hit the hammer on the nail as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you very much. So tonight, we will be looking at the anniversary. I always wondered what made Victoria special, and I'm sure you agree with me that Victoria is special.
Yes, I actually do agree with you, Karima, and I believe that Victoria is special. But that question crossed my mind before, I often ask myself, what really makes Victoria special? Because we have a glorious song service. When you talk about music, you hear Victoria.
Yes.
We have an impactful worship session.
Amen.
Whenever you talk about good worship, you talk about Victoria. We have powerful preaching.
Powerful.
We have powerful preaching
Yes.
at Victoria. And you often want to know if you're going to describe Victoria by just those arbitrary descriptions, then it makes Victoria replaceable.
Definitely.
You could say any other of the hundreds of churches across can actually be described by those things, having brilliant worship sessions, having
Yes.
nice song services, having nice preaching. But tonight we're going to be delving a little deeper.
A
We're
bit
going
deeper.
to delve into the story behind what makes Victoria Victoria. We'll be going into the history and understand what people have contributed and how it has impacted how we understand Victoria's identity as a church.
And that's why we're here tonight, to celebrate the history and growth of Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. Let me be the first of many to officially welcome you to our anniversary launch and virtual cocktail ceremony. And tonight, we'll uncover what really makes Victoria Victoria. But before we go any further, we will bow our heads for a word of prayer.
With bowed heads and closed eyes, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. We want to be thankful for yet an opportunity that you've given us so that we've come and we could celebrate our journey thus far as a church. I ask that tonight's proceeding that you would take it under your protective wings, and that you will control everything that happens here tonight. Be with all our viewers, be with ourselves, dear Father. Bless us all and keep us ever faithful. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Now, to really understand why we're celebrating, you want to ask yourself, why are we celebrating history? Why are
Good
we celebrating
question.
history? I mean, history doesn't necessarily have that reputation of being celebrated often, right? But tonight, the moments that had brought us here, there's one person who had played a particular role, and I want us to celebrate that woman tonight.
Tell us who it is.
I'll call her a historian in her own right.
All right.
Right. So I'm going to ask you guys to help me as we celebrate teacher Penelope Montfort.
Oh yes, that's the
who
woman.
had been spearheading this program. I'm going to ask you to help me introduce her as she come here and give a few remarks.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I join with Sister Karima Cummings, our hostess, Brother Sherlock Langevine, our host, Brother Samuel Gillis, the man on the red carpet. I join with them in welcoming all of you to our program tonight. And as the host and the hostess rightfully said, the entire idea behind this celebration was birthed in the education department that I spearheaded so many years ago. And in fact, I'm still spearheading that department. So I'm here to just give you a brief overview of what led up to this particular event. 5 years ago, while I was the education director, I proposed this idea to my committee that we should investigate the history of Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. And you may ask the reason why. Now, this is the reason. While I was Pathfinder Director, and that was quite a long time, too long for my liking, but it was good serving in that capacity. While I was Pathfinder Director, the guides class had a particular requirement that they had to fulfill before they were invested. And that is, they had to document the history of their local congregation. And over successive years, I recognized that information was not the same. Names were changed, dates were changed, events were different. And I surmised that, hey, maybe the history of Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church took on a life of its own, and that while the resource personnel aged, the information also aged with them. And I decided, look, we need to set the record straight. We need to document the history of this church. We need to chronicle that history and have it in our archives so that those who are coming behind us, they have that information there. And that is how this entire process started. And you may ask the question, why document the history? History is important. History is facts. History tells us about our past so that we can shape our future. It also helps us to navigate the present in which we live. And so we started that process 5 years ago. It led me through streets, through alleyways, making phone calls, knocking on doors, searching the few records that we have at the church, and all in all, I came up with some really very interesting facts. I'm not going to disclose those facts to you tonight because later on, Brother Nigel Williams is going to tell you about our publication that we are working on. And so I received the information, I corroborated the information, interviewing individuals and so on. But one thing eluded me, and that was the exact date when Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church was formed. I could not find that date anywhere, not in the local congregation, not even in the conference, all right? Because we have a very bad culture in that we do not document information. And I was at my wit's end to know what to do. How do I get this date? I needed concrete proof. I needed validation. And I decided, look, the one thing that will give me the evidence that I needed was a baptismal certificate. And so I started the hunt for a baptismal certificate. Of the 18 members who started the nucleus of the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church, 7 of them are alive. Of that 7, only 2 are currently bona fide Seventh-day Adventists. The others have left the church, but they're still like Christians. And the 2 did not have their baptismal certificates. One male, he said he remembered having his, but could not place his hand on it. And so it was late 2019 at a funeral service in the village when I met one of our former members, and I spoke with her because her aunt was in that first batch of Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Christian. And I spoke with her, I said, I need contact information for your aunt because of, and I gave her the reason. And she gave me that number. Now that was the bingo number. For when I called and I spoke with her, she had 3 baptismal certificates. She had her mother's, her grandmother's, and she had hers. She did not have the 4th one because her elder brother also was baptized at the same time, so he took his with him to Canada. And so that was the document that I needed to prove that we have an existence, that we're not just existing, that we have a genesis, we have a beginning. And the date, May 27, 1951. So here we are, launching the 70th anniversary of Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. I'd like you, wherever you are, on Zoomland, on Facebook, on YouTube, type in the chat, put your hands together as we applaud this signal achievement, Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church, achieving this significant milestone in our history. For the Bible tells us that whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And so history will give us that hope. History will tell us where we came from, and those who've come behind us, who are coming behind us, will walk in the footsteps of those who have gone before. And so at this time, I am not alone in this entire planning. Right, so here you're seeing me on the screen. I am the chairperson of the planning committee. Next, we have Sister Samantha Williams. She's the coordinator of the souvenirs committee. Following her is her dashing husband, Nigel Williams, coordinator of the publication committee. So he'll be telling you more about that. And then we have that handsome looking Samuel Gillis, who is the communications director, followed by Miss Angela Montfort, who's coordinating music. And when you hear Angela Montfort, you hear music, all right? Her name is synonymous with music. Brother Trevor Graham, he's the coordinator of the Evangelism Committee. This is a very, very critical committee to this celebration because our aim is to reclaim the lost members. And then we have our hostess for tonight, Sister Karima Cummings. She is coordinating the health committee. Followed by Brother Dirk Asana, who's coordinating the community projects and also the transportation officer. Coming up, we have Sister Diane Barnett, very skilled and a professional woman. She's coordinating the hospitality committee. And her able assistant has graced us with his presence tonight. You heard from him earlier, Brother Victor Adams. And we have that smiling gentleman there, Brother Brian Smith, who is coordinating the social committee. And our own Mishana Morrison, she's a floor member and assistant treasurer. Brother Rick Fertram, he is one of our outstanding elders of Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. He's also a floor member, special advisor, and assistant treasurer. And Sister Sharon Van Putten Blair, she is a floor member. And finally, we have Sister Abiola Jack, who is also a floor member. We love coordinating, working together. This team is really, we really click, and continue to support us and to pray for us as we get into the celebrations. Thank you so very much. And I pray that you continue to share this link because we have just started. The fun has just begun. Have your glasses ready, have your toast ready so that we can all join in this celebration of our 70th anniversary. Thank you.
Friends, let me tell you what the health committee has in store for you. First off, we will have our exercise morning. Whether it be virtual or in person, you'll know the details soon. Secondly, we'll be having a pre-recorded series showcasing our health personnel across the breadth and length of Guyana. And last but not least, we'll be launching our social media campaign to promote healthy lifestyles, which is the Adventist way. Be sure to take part. Who knows, you might win a prize. That's all for now from the Health Committee.
Yes. Thank you, Sister Karima. There are a lot that is in store for us where our health is concerned. For your health is your wealth. Miss Angela Montfort is going to tell us about what music will be like and what to expect.
As the director said, the director of this team said, every time you hear my name, it's synonymous with music. All right. And I want you to type in the chat. No, I really want you to type in the chat your favorite singer or duet or trio. Come on, from Victoria. You know that music and Victoria go hand in hand. The music of Victoria forms the foundation of its worship. So we cannot leave that out in this celebration. I want you to keep that chat going. Keep that chat going. Remind yourself of, some special music that you heard that really stuck with you. Is anything there yet? I hope so. Well, we have lots in store for you. As I said earlier, music has an integral part in Victoria's worship. It is woven into the fabric of Victoria. You can't take music away. If you turn up to Victoria and there is no music there, something is wrong. And that is why the 70th celebration next year cannot be one without music. What do we have planned? Well, for the nightly meetings at that revival week, we have some special features, 45-minute feature before the actual service begins, where we will just showcase all the singers that we would have had. Duets, soloists, trios, quartets, you name it. We will have them show. We will have them minister, rather, to you nightly. You can't afford to miss that. And I know there are lots of choir members, former choir members online. We have those choir members who would have left the church, and remember, this is reclaiming our loss. So we have a grand choir reunion planned just for you. And that reunion would be ending in a big concert. Well, that concert, given the COVID times, we're hoping that by next year, August, we would not have those COVID restrictions, because we are launching out. This concert will be held at the National Cultural Center. If COVID persists, then we will give you the other venue. But we are going to have that big choir reunion concert, and we're hoping to have 300 strong choir, former choir members, new choir members, current choir members. You can sing, you can shout. Let us join in praises to God. We will also have at least 2 street concerts. 2 street concerts, one in the village of Victoria and the other in the Belfield area. And not forgetting that those special choir members, old, new, current, we have something in the back for you that I would just not reveal yet. You need to be a part. Plan to be a part. And I'm going to check the chat to see who were the favorite singers from the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. God bless you all.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm very happy when I looked at the page, at the Zoom page, I realized that the number of persons that have logged in. We are very happy to be here to share some very important information with you. And social, like Brother Samuel said, we are 4-dimensional, and social is a very integral part of our organization. At Victoria, we take social activities very seriously because we realize that it helps us to intermingle, it helps us to get to understand each other in a different forum, a social gathering. So there are a number of events in store for you for this anniversary, and tonight is one of such. This event is our first social event where we have the cocktail reception, the unveiling of the logo, and the launch of the 70th anniversary. And I'm pleased to inform you that come next year, in the week of the activities, you will be having a very interesting activity going on, and that will be in the form of a dinner. And we are hoping by the grace of God that COVID will allow us to operate physically, because there will be no COVID by then. So let's continue praying for this program. Let's continue to pray so that we can God can eradicate all these issues where we can reduce social distancing and we can gather once again. We have a very interesting dinner coming up, wonderful menu, tasty stuff, healthy food, and you can't afford to miss that. That's the dinner. And then there is another big event. I can remember as a small boy growing up in the church, we always look forward for things like sporting activities where we can all gather together, and when we have youth congress, and it's very exciting when those times come around. I can remember as a little child, we used to go down to Enmore, and we have the day of sports there. And I'm telling you, we have a very big event coming up, and that event will be a family fun day. Now we are bringing all the families together. We are bringing families together with those who are from near and from far. You have to plan for this event. It is a big family fun day coming up on the week of our celebration, and you cannot afford to miss it. So that's one of the biggest social events that is in store for all of us. So let's plan to be there. Be there, invite your friends, invite your family, and let's plan for these big social events in the week of our anniversary celebration come next year. Thank you much.
Very much, Brother Brian Smith, for reporting on our the social aspect of this celebration. Now, I know that you've been hearing from us all the time. We would like to hear from you. We looked in our participation in our chat there, and we realized that Pastor Alan Chichester is on. Good evening, Pastor. We're going to unmute you. Can you please speak to us?
Good evening, and it's a joy to
Pastor
join you.
Alan Chichester there.
Yes, it's a joy to join you on this amazing 70th anniversary celebration. What a joy it is to see so many of you, and congratulations. I'm looking forward to this amazing celebration which you have, reflecting on God's goodness to the church at Victoria. Victoria has been very significant to me and my family in the journey of pastoring, and I have very fond and amazing memories of being there at the church. So, congratulations. Good evening to everyone. And again, I say it's a joy to join you, and looking forward to various aspects of the celebration in which we may be able to join from afar here in Canada. What happened is I got the information about the change in terms of the Zoom login late. So I was on the other previous login, which was sent. And then, thank God, Dr. Kirk Thomas from England actually sent me the new login information. So greetings to all of you by God's grace.
Yes, Pastor, we are happy to have you. Sorry for the mix-up. Thanks for coming on. You spoke of memories, Pastor. Can you say what is one of the most memorable memory you've had of Victoria, or you have, of Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church?
Well, one of those, of course, is the amazing evangelistic series, which was done at Victoria, in which 94 persons got baptized. I remember working with uh, Elder Rickford Trim, Elder Gillis, Elder Adams, and many other persons in that amazing series in which so many persons got baptized. So that is one among many. There are many others, of course, listening to the amazing youth choir at Victoria and so on. So God is good, and praise God for those fond memories.
Great. Thank you very much, Pastor Chichester, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of the program this evening. As Pastor Chichester was speaking, he mentioned the trims. Online this evening, we have Sister Olivia Trim. Hi, Sister Olivia Trim. How are you? We would like to ask you a quick question. Can you please speak to us? We're gonna unmute your mic now. Sis, you're very good with the children. Whenever we speak of Sister Trim, we speak of the children's department. Sis, how has the children department here in Victoria Church helped to shape you as you go into foreign lands and continue to do children work?
Immensely. I must say that I've continued to work with children here, both in my job as well as in our Sabbath school. And it started all at Victoria. So I want to thank God for the experiences I had at Victoria and that I can use right now where I am here in the States.
All right. Thank you very much, Sister Trim. One more question for you. What is one piece of advice would you give to teachers who are working with children in the children department of the church, or even doing it as a job on a day-to-day basis?
You have to love them. You have to understand them. You have to meet them where they are, because children are vastly different. Each child is special. Each child is different. So you have to reach out to them where they are and then bring them to what you would like them or what you would like them to be shining stars for Jesus. And first of all, you also have to emulate it in your life. You have to set the right example because they see you, they'll see Jesus in you, and they want to
Great.
serve
Thank
him.
you very much, sis. Great. Thank you
You're
very much,
welcome.
Sister Trim. We're coming around and we're going to go to other folks as the night progresses. But before we leave you, Sister Dawn Simon, how are you this evening? We're going to unmute you. Please speak to us.
Yes,
Yes, Sister
I
Dawn, you're
am doing
unmuted.
great. I'm okay.
Great.
Life is good.
Great. We're happy to have you here. Can you tell us something about Victoria? Some event, some person, anyone that keeps reminding you of Victoria, that every time you sit and you think about back home, you have to remember that individual, you have to remember that event, or something that keeps calling you back home, Diana, here at Victoria.
Oh my, there's so many. Brother Ainsworth always come to my mind, and Sister Ainsworth in our primary class. She taught us from little. She was forever in that class. And after Sabbath school, she would give us a snack. So Sister Ainsworth is my most early childhood memory in that church.
Great. Thank you very much, Sister Simon. You spoke of Sister Ezra. Has she ever taught you to play the keyboard?
No, I was trying by myself.
Yes, well, Sister Ezra is still with us, and I know that you guys would have contributed in some way or the other to our happiness and our smiles. Even now, we are experiencing that, and so I hope that you guys can touch base. And thank you for thinking about Victoria.
All the
Now,
time.
we are going to do great. Thank you very much, Sister Simon. Now, locally, she's been with us all the time, and we have always enjoyed her service and her sacrifice. Sister Karen Cummins, good evening to you. We're going to unmute you. Please speak to us.
Good evening. Are you hearing me? Season greetings. Happy holidays.
Your season greetings to you. Happy holidays. Indeed, we're happy to have you this evening, Dr. Karen. Thanks for coming on. Dr. Karen, you have been here with us for over a long period of time. What has made you continue to serve with such excellence in the way in which you do?
All right. Thank you for having me on your program. I think it's the foundation that has been laid, as was mentioned before, Brother Ainsworth, those sermons and the Sabbath school classes from primary to the, going up all the different classes to youth and being very active. You go to the church, you persons will ask what is in it for me, but then you have to bring something to the table as well. And so I have always, tried to be participate as much as I can and be actively involved, even whether at university or when I'm still studying. I still do not neglect the assembling of myself with the brethren.
Great, Sister Karen. Thank you very much. And there was something that you usually say that we can't forget. There is no place like this place, no, anywhere near
Anywhere near this
this
place. So
place.
this
So
must be the place.
this must be the place
Absolutely.
indeed. Victoria is the place, and this
Absolutely.
cocktail reception to launch the 70th anniversary celebration is the place to be this evening. We're going to continue the program, and thank you very much for talking to us, Dr. Karen. And we're going to come around back and we're going to hear more from you as we go along with the program this evening. I'm putting you back over to our host and hostess.
Karima, you know the one thing I always admire about Victoria?
Tell me.
We are a faithful church.
Faithful church.
You know, I've heard the other reporters come and they spoke about the things that Victoria had in plan. I heard streets, concerts.
Oh yes, I plan to be there.
I heard sports session,
Oh,
fun
yes,
days and
yes.
stuff like that. But the thing that amazes me is that you know our entire world, you know the situations that's happening in the whole coronavirus and stuff like that. So do you think that's a prophecy?
I'm wondering. I'm wondering.
2021, there might be no COVID. So Victoria, the Lord might eradicate COVID again. So
Mercy.
Victoria can have all these activities that we have planned in store
Let's
for
make
you
it
guys.
a matter of prayer.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
I truly enjoy the reports that would have gone and even the red carpet welcome. It was such a joy to see all our members locally and overseas.
Indeed.
Lawrence Asano, and I am reporting on the Uniform Council. And without the uniform body of the church, sure, there is no place. So we have a special place here also. And not only the uniform, but the service to the community is also important. So for this anniversary, the uniform body, there will be a grand parade. Indeed, yes, it will be grand because we are not just, it's not just the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Pathfinder Club or the Master Guide Club or the Adventure Club. We are inviting the clubs from the other churches to come and celebrate this grand occasion with us. So it will be exciting. It is going to be grand, and we will be parading through the streets and around Victoria leading up to the church. And then we are going into the community, yes, and we are going to do some work there. One of those projects that is planned for the community is to do a bus shed, and that is coming soon. So those who are there, you can feel free to join in with us and help us to make this community very special and continue to serve the community and the church as the church serve the community. Next, we have also planned for this grand 70th occasion. You at home there on Zoom watching us, say 70, because 70 is a special number, and 70 indeed is great. We are not forgetting our elderly folks because we have something special planned for them also. We have 70 amperes that we will be distributing and ensure our members, community, ensure that you make your contribution to this venture. Ensure you contribute in every way possible for us to honor our 70 members because it is 70 and we are celebrating our 70th anniversary. Next up, we have for our elders, we will be having a grand party. Yes, party for our members. And remember, I said 70. 70 is a special number, and it is for those who are 70 and above, our members who are 70 and above. Yes, we will having a grand part for you guys. We have you in mind. We are not forgetting you. So 70 is it? Please plan for this. Please continue to look at our Facebook page. Tune into our Facebook page. It will be on the internet. Everywhere it be. So just tune in and you will get more information on this. Thank you very much. I'll now hand you over to my dear colleague, Mr. Nigel Williams, as he come to share with us.
Good evening. Once again, I'm from the Publication Committee, and we are planning to produce and print a very exciting magazine documenting not just the history of the church, but also to give voice to all our members, those in the diaspora, also those living in Guyana. So there will be a packed content. I should tell you, in keeping with the theme of our anniversary, which is to reclaim. There will be interviews with pioneer members, which you will see in the magazine. We will profile some of our leaders. We have had lots of leaders down through the ages. Um, we'll have a special feature on the choir. We've spoken a lot about Victoria and its music, its rich music. So we'll have features on choir members of the choir itself. We will spotlight some of our people who are our members who are involved in business. And I think that is something that we will also want to show that our members are entrepreneurial and that they are not left behind in this area. We will talk to our youths. You will see features on our young people and in various spheres of life, whether it's in academia, in sports, um, wherever. We will try to spotlight them. So you will see lots of features in those areas. You will also hear from our conference executives. Um, and there will be photos. So that's something that I want to encourage all of you, that especially those of you, sorry, who are in the diaspora. We want to have a special photo spread in the magazine. And that will be, photographs, old photographs of your days, of memories in Victoria. So if you have those, we will shortly send out an email address in which you can send those photographs for us. Um, if they're print, if you have it in hard copy, we will have to find ways in which we can scan those pictures and ensure that you get them back in your collection. But we would really want to have really nice classic photographs of your time at Victoria. So if you have those, please share with us so that it can be part of our feature and part of the magazine. There will be lots of other features on the community. We recognize that Victoria has always had crusades. And we have made a tremendous impact in our community, so we want to hear back from our community what they're saying, what our villagers saying about Victoria Church, how it has impacted their lives. So we will have features on that as well. We talk about the uniform work. Victoria's always had a uniform program going, whether it's Pathfinder, Master Guide, adventurer clubs, and so on. We will talk to our young people, those who have passed through those clubs, and what is done for them as we reflect on the 70 years celebration. The other thing that we're going to do is that we're making a special video documentary, and that is where we will need your support, particularly those in the diaspora, because I will reach out to some of you to send us selected short videos so that we can include in that documentary. So those of you, we've heard some of you, you've spoken tonight, and hopefully we can make contact with you, and you will be part of that documentary, which will spotlight all that we have done as a church down through the ages. So you will hear about this. This is going to be a full colored, glossy magazine, very exciting, rich with good features and photographs, and something that you can have and to hold, and that you will always be able to remember Victoria when you have it. It's going to be on sale No doubt, we have to find ways in which we recover some of the costs. But I know that it's gonna meet your budget. So plan for this, prepare for this. Remember, send in those photographs and be ready when we call on you for an interview, for a video, something to enhance what we are doing and put together this special package. So I trust that you will have a good night as we continue to celebrate at this virtual launch, and may God richly bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Nigel. Uh, you and I both know that it takes a really strong person, a really strong pastor to run a district that has Victoria Church in it, right? I've heard of a pastor once saying that he underestimated the board meeting that he was going to have at Victoria, and it lasted the entire Sunday, right? And I'm going to admit, Victoria, we know that we're a thorough church. We're a thorough church. So at this moment, I'm going to invite our present district pastor so he can give us some remarks. I know that Victoria, we tend to leave a positive impact on every pastor that has passed our way. So I'll call on Pastor Anderson to give an address this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Victorians locally and those in the diaspora. A good evening to you and happy holidays. Brethren, it is a pleasure to be here with you tonight for the launching of our 70th anniversary. Truly, this is a momentous occasion and one that we should all be proud of. 70 years of excellence, 70 years of ministry. We're talking about 70 years of sharing the love of Jesus across the East Coast territory and most recently across the world via the Zoom platform. Brethren, I am truly blessed to be associated with the victorious Seventh-day Adventist Church. Today, we're at a juncture in history where we can truly celebrate the goodness of God. Yes, even in a COVID-19 year, we can still celebrate the goodness of God, in spite of the fact that many are still coming to grips with the harsh reality of the pandemic. Some have lost their jobs. Others are financially challenged. The schools are now online. Persons are even being paid to stay home. Who would have thought this would ever be possible in Earth's history? In spite of all this, brethren, we can say hallelujah. We can shout forth the praises of God because in spite of the pandemic, in spite of it all, God has kept us. In the good time, He's kept us. In the bad times and uncertain times, God has kept us. In the time of the pandemic, we did not panic because God kept us, and He will continue to keep us as we forge ahead for the future. Today we celebrate Sweet 70. It is the beginning of a glorious celebration, and while we do so, we must pause to pay homage to the men and women who have made Victoria what it is today. Today, we can boast and celebrate of our wonderful choir. We can talk about the excellent preachers that have passed through Victoria. We can talk about the exceptional youths who have developed and matured because of our Advent Youth Program. That was made all possible because the work began somewhere. And so tonight we take time to pause and recognize the work of our great leaders. We pause to acknowledge those who in times of old have laid the foundation, and because of you, Victoria is a mighty giant, celebrating the love of God, shining like a beacon in this dark world. And so I want to invite all of you on Zoom right now to just light up the chat. Let's celebrate those, our pioneers of old who have laid the foundation. If you appreciate our pioneers, just send a message. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for the nurture, the growth, and the encouragement that you would have given in times past. And secondly, we want to salute those who would have picked up where our pioneers have left off and are continuing even in this present time to give leadership and guidance to God's church. Tonight's programming, brothers and sisters, is just an example of what great leaders with brilliant ideas can accomplish under the guidance of God. The Victorious Seventh-day Adventist Church has truly lived up to its name, Victoria. Oh, Victoria is Latin for the word victory. And in Roman mythology, Victoria was the name of the goddess of victory. And so when I hear the name Victoria, when I think of Victorians, I think of a church that will always be victorious in Jesus, continue to shine for the Lord, continue to do great exploits in our Master's vineyard. When this year broke and March came and the COVID-19 pandemic hit planet Earth, one might have thought that the pandemic would have changed our plans for a 70th celebration. But the Victorians have defied the odds. They have weathered the storm and has taken innovation to a new level. We are now virtual. We are still celebrating the goodness of God. And yes, the 70th celebration is still on and it will be magnificent. You can't afford to miss it. And so if there's anything you're going to miss for 2021, don't miss the 70th celebration of the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. And finally, before I go, we must thank our faithful members. We have acknowledged our leaders. We have acknowledged those in past times, our pastors of old, our elders and our deacons. We salute you. But tonight I want to take special time to recognize our faithful membership for the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. Church will never be the same without you. It is your love and your warmth that make worship at Victoria special. I can remember getting my first fish pepper pot from the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. I never thought it was possible, but the love you share will always be acknowledged and cherished. And finally, brothers and sisters, there's always something great to expect with the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. One great thing you can expect is the construction of a new and beautiful edifice for the glory of God. Yes, we have demolished the old structure at Victoria, the green building that some of you are familiar with. It is no longer there, and we are in the mode of constructing the first steel frame structure in the Guyana Conference of Seventh-day Adventist Church, in the Conference of Guyana. When this project is completed, it will house at any one sitting 600 members. It will be a beautiful edifice. It will be grand. It will be an edifice like you've never seen before. We have a plan, and that is to convert every person in Victoria and in Golden Grove to the faith of Seventh-day Adventists. And to prove our faith, we are building an edifice to accommodate them. And so, brothers and sisters, those in the diaspora, we are appealing to you tonight as well. Send us some contributions so that we can make this project a reality in 2021. And if not in 2021, then we want to make this beautiful edifice an honor to God by early 2022. We look forward to sharing our 70th anniversary with you, and we look forward to the rich blessings that are in store. May God and all who find us, may all who come behind us, may they find us faithful as we journey on in 2021. We celebrate the Victoria Seventh-day Adventist Church. Let us arise and be victorious in Jesus. God bless you, everybody. Have a wonderful holiday. Enjoy the program that we have for you.